Hi everyone! So my paper for the seed dispersal presentation is called Prunus mahaleb and Birds, the high-efficiency seed dispersal system of a temperate fruiting tree. The study was done by Carlos M. Herrera and Pedro Giordano. First, I just wanted to take a look at what exactly Prunus mahaleb is. As you can see here, the picture to the left shows the Prunus mahaleb, which is a tree found in the Mediterranean region, Iran, parts of Central Asia, and Europe. This tree is grown for its production of numerous amounts of fruits, specifically cherries and their spices obtained from the seeds inside the cherry notes. You can see the cherries in the middle picture on the screen. The seeds have a fragrant smell and have a taste comparable to bitter almonds with cherry notes. The fruit is a small, thin, fleshed cherry-like drupe, 8 to 10 millimeters in diameter, green at first, turning red, then dark purple, to black when mature, with a very bitter flavor. Flowering is in mid-spring, with the fruit ripening in mid to late summer. Prunus mahaleb grows in thickets, which is a dense group of bushes or trees, and even in open woodland on dry slopes. The seed dispersal of this tree was studied in southeastern Spain. To the right of the slide is a picture of the map of Spain, and as you can see below it, I blew up a picture of the specific area the study was done in, called, and sorry if I pronounce this wrong, Sierra de Casarola Jean province. Although 4 bird species were the main seed dispensers, these 2 main birds were the most frequent visitors to the Prunus mahaleb during this study. Together, they made up 71.8% of visits recorded. We will be focusing on these 2 for the presentation. The Turdus marula, to the left, is a common blackbird. It is omnivorous, eating a wide range of insects, earthworms, berries, and fruits just like the ones on the tree. The Sylvia atricapilla, to the right, is also known as a blackcap. Insects are the main food sources in breeding season, but for the rest of the year, blackcaps survive primarily on small fruit, again just like the cherries in the study. These 2 bird species were most heavily dependent on the Prunus mahaleb fruits for fruit, whereas the other dispenser species relied largely on insects. So, the purpose of this study was to investigate the dispersal of seeds from the Prunus mahaleb tree by birds and their relationship between each other. An experiment was done with 5 Prunus mahaleb trees in a 50-meter circle radius, but most of the data was collected from 3 of those trees that produced the most fruit. Observations of the birds were made almost continuously from dusk to dawn for 2 days. One of the observers recorded the identity of all birds, and the other observer recorded feeding behavior of all the birds. Whenever possible, they would try to record other data, such as total time spent by the bird at the tree, and even the number of fruits ingested. Okay. Their results show that since the seed size is very large, as you can see in the picture, only birds of certain sizes were able to utilize effectively the relatively large seeded fruits of the Prunus mahaleb. All 4 birds, 2 that were not previously mentioned, such as the P. orchodous and P. phohini curulus, if I can pronounce those correctly, and the 2 that were mentioned, the Turdus marula and Sylvia atricapilla, are beneficial to the Prunus mahaleb because they fly away from the tree after feeding and disperse the seeds. However, the Orchodous and Phohina caruus have more unsuccessful disperse attempts and were also seen regurgitating the seeds. This resulted in a behavioral interference. Although the 2 birds mentioned previously, the Turdus marula and the Sylvia atricapilla, were most effective of the seed dispersal for this tree. They removed the bulk of the seeds, and after feeding, tended to fly, preferably towards the apparently safest sites for growth and survival of saplings. This behavior strongly favored successful seed dispersal for the Prunus mahaleb. They also took a look at the direction of flight patterns of the birds after feeding. The Turdus marula and Sylvia atricapilla transported the seeds preferably towards areas where further growth up to size most resistant to browsing is most likely. They were also best with regard to the quantity factor, being able to dispense a bulk number of seeds at every tree. These factors make these two birds the best seed dispensers of the Prunus mahaleb.